The Golden State Warriors are still the league champions, but they're not playing like it right now. In the first 9 games of the 2023-23 NBA season, the Dubs have only won 3 games and lost 6. Also, the Warriors have lost their last 4 games for some reason. Because of this, some people said that the Warriors won the season before because there were so many injuries in the league. First, Western Conference executive says that the Warriors won the title because of injuries. One of the best summers in franchise history for the Golden State Warriors, even though the team has won championships before. The 2022 championship meant a lot to the players because it showed that the Warriors dynasty had never ended and had just been put on hold for 2 seasons while the team rebuilt after Kevin Durant left and Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson got hurt. The Warriors haven't had a good start to the 2022-23 season, and many people don't think they'll win the NBA title again in 2023. A representative from the Western Conference told Fox Sports that they think the Warriors got lucky in the 2022 playoffs because all 3 of the Western Conference teams they beat had players who were hurt. A leader of the Western Conference said of the Warriors, "It lined up perfectly for them last year. When everybody was losing players to injury, they were getting healthy. When they played the Denver Nuggets in the first round, Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. were both hurt. The Grizzlies played them in the second round, and halfway through the 6-game second-round series, they lost all-star point guard Ja Morant. Tim Hardaway Jr., who was the starting shooting guard for the Dallas Mavericks in the conference finals, got hurt. Many of the worries about getting hurt are not valid. The injuries of teams other than the Nuggets shouldn't be such a big deal. Even with Morant on the court for most of the series, the Warriors were still the favorites to make it to the next round. The Dallas Mavericks, Tim Hardaway Jr., is not important enough to change the outcome of a series that the Warriors won in 5 games. There are good reasons to worry about the Warriors bench since they let go of their veterans in order to build up their younger players. Steve Kerr will get the kids in shape as the season goes on, even though they don't seem ready yet. The Warriors want to win the championship and will work hard to make sure teams like the LA Clippers don't get in their way. NBA Scout says Warriors need Jonathan Kuminga or James Wiseman to break out to get back to the finals. This season, the Golden State Warriors are thought to be one of the favorites to win the championship, and there's no doubt that they have a very talented team. In addition to their core of experienced players, they also have a number of young players waiting for their chance to shine. This season, many fans think that the Golden State Warriors are a strong team because they have so many good players, but some people aren't sure about their chances because some of their younger players haven't played much before. In fact, a scout recently told Rick Butcher of Fox Sports that Jonathan Kuminga and James Wiseman need to have breakout seasons for the Warriors to get back to the finals. People have high hopes for both players, with some saying that James Wiseman could become an all-star in the future. So far, neither player has played much for the Golden State Warriors. For the Warriors to be back in the finals, Wiseman or Kuminga has to have a Jordan Poole year and has to break out, the scout said. Both of them didn't play college basketball, but now they're on the best team in the NBA, a group of smart, skilled players who all know how to play and cut. The Golden State Warriors are a well-run team, and it's likely that they will help James Wiseman and Jonathan Kuminga do well in the NBA. But the question will always be whether or not they can improve quickly enough to help Stephen Curry win another title. Hopefully, the 2 young players will be able to improve quickly and play important minutes for the team. Jonathan Kuminga might be frustrated with the Warriors. When a young player doesn't get to play real minutes, they might get frustrated, since it's clear that the Warriors are trading to win. It makes sense that they would limit the time young players play. But a recent report says that Jonathan Kuminga is upset that he hasn't been playing as much as he would like. A Western Conference executive told Devaney, "Kuminga is the guy you should be worried about. Despite what people said about him, his work ethic, and other things, the truth is that he wasn't playing and was angry. Last year, everyone knew it. The Warriors have been lucky that most of their players work well together. I think that Moody and Wiseman get it, but Kuminga wants to play." The executive said, "He's never been in this situation before, and it's clear that it's hard for him. If he played a full game, he could probably average 12 to 15 points. He's aware of it, but because of how the team is put together, he has to wait, and waiting doesn't seem to be in his genes. We hope that Jonathan Kuminga will show Steve Kerr that he deserves more playing time in the future. There's a good chance that could happen if Kuminga keeps getting better at practice, but he'll need real game time to grow well. There's no doubt that it's hard for the Golden State Warriors to find a good balance between practice and games. Teams usually choose one or the other, but if you know the Warriors, you know they'll find a way to make it work." Moving on, Draymond Green criticizes Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and himself after embarrassing loss against the Magic. The Orlando Magic beat them in their most recent loss. It was a game with a lot of points, and in the end, the Magic won 130 to 129. But it never should have been that close. If anything, it should have been easy for the Warriors to win. In the interview after the game, Draymond Green was pretty harsh on how his team did. He said that the young players need to get better. The 4-time NBA champion also said said negative things about himself, Stephen Curry, and Klay Thompson. Fans have a lot of hopes for the Warriors, so when they lose to a team like the Magic, it's definitely a letdown. Keeping this in mind, no one on the team needs to point fingers at each other. Green's press conference after the game was a pretty good example of this, since he criticized the young players on the team and said that he, Steph, and Klay all need to do better. It's clear that some of our young men are to blame, but it's partly my fault, partly Steven's fault, and partly Klay's fault too. We weren't defending well enough to win games. Yes, the young guys are to blame, but it's not their fault any more than it's ours. I guess I'm not a very good leader. If our defense is bad, I must not be a good leader. I'm not excusing them, but they need to get better. Even though Green didn't point the finger at anyone in particular, he thinks that the Warriors should have won this game because Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson scored so well. The Warriors are in 12th place in the Western Conference and has lost their last 4 games. If the Dubs lose a few more games, the organization might need to hit the panic button. After all, the Warriors' defense is the biggest problem this season. Finally, NBA fans speculate the Warriors are tanking for Victor Wembanyama. After losing to the Orlando Magic in an embarrassing way, the Warriors' record is now 3-6. The Dubs have now lost 4 games in a row, which has made some fans doubt the team. The Warriors' young players haven't done well this season, which has been one of their biggest problems. Draymond Green said in the press conference after the game that they need to get better. It looks like the Warriors are going through a rough patch and won't get better anytime soon this season. But could there be something else going on with the team? Victor Wembanyama is expected to be the first pick in the NBA draft in 2023. He's been called the best NBA draft prospect ever, and it's clear that every team in the league wants him on their team. So after watching the Warriors play so badly this season, some fans have started to think that the team is actually trying to lose so they can get Victor Wembanyama. Many fans think that the Warriors are just trying to get Wembanyama, but others pointed out that the team has some real problems. Their bench just doesn't have any great defenders, which is costing the team a lot, but the Warriors have turned things around before the second half of the season. So fans shouldn't worry too much about the team right now. Unfortunately, guys, that's all the time we got for today. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Till next time, cheers!